I begin with the text. I begin, reading the script once through just to, have fun hearing the story, following any plot twists, getting to know the characters. And then I go back and I read it again and I really pay attention to, when and where it's set, what kind of environment people are in, natural, artificial, imagined, whether there's something like a weather event, no spoilers, but that's our show, or whether it's something where there's a surreal environment that I'm trying to somehow create. So mostly I really just start with the text, and then after I feel like I understand what the play is trying to say, I talk to my director and hear, what they're thinking, in this case Susan, of course, hear what she thinks, what she wants to do, and how we feel like sound can function to help tell the story. So in this play, what I'm having fun working on right now is being able to go from, a big transition music or a pre-show sound, and then down into their world, and then when they open the doors, hearing that gust of cold air come in. I do a lot of listening on Spotify, which is a streaming service, and I buy my content from iTunes, so a lot of it is digital. I do sometimes record my own content, either in a studio environment or with a portable recorder. For example, if I needed the sound of footsteps overhead, I would whip out my portable recorder and record them right now, and then edit that down to work for whatever show I'm doing. I always love it when people notice things that work really well, but I think with this one, it's okay to let it wash over you. The sound really, instead of being a huge scenic or emotional factor, I think it's a subtle scenic and emotional factor. So, listen for the storm, listen for when it subsides, and then the tone of the actors at the top of Act 2. I think there's a really interesting shift that the playwright makes when he transitions from all of the energy in Act 1 to the more and more telescoping into the desolation of loneliness in Act 2. And, with that, the environment becomes a lot quieter. And I think that's a really strong choice that's implied in the text, and Susan and I are working to use that to our advantage.